My name is Aaron Tan. I am the Program Director of the Help to Grow Management course at the Greenwich Business School. The Help to Grow Management course is aimed at small business leaders and delivered across 60 business schools across the country, including Greenwich Business School. It's 90% funded by the government and delivered over 12 weeks, combination of online and face-to-face sessions. And in addition to that, you get 10 hours of one-to-one mentoring for your business. What's really good about the Help to Grow Management course is that you're working with other people in a similar situation, so you can work with each other, you can be each other's support system, and actually go on that journey together. What we're about to go through now is a chat with two alumni from the Help to Grow Management course, and you get to hear their stories about where they were before the program and their experiences after the program. And if you'd like to find out more about the program, simply visit the website, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.
Hi, I'm Susan Bonner and I'm the founder of the British Craft House, which is a multi-vendor platform for handmade work and art within the UK. We not only have the platform, we have a supportive hub that sits behind it to help people learn and grow.
Hi, I'm Ash Chawla. I run a luxury interior design practice called Duke of Design. We're based in central London, and we are sort of carrying out highly innovative and exciting designs in central London.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Susan. So obviously, as current alumni of the Help to Grow Management program, I just want to go back before you went onto the program and just outline where were you in your leadership journey, prior to enrolling onto the program. So Susan, I'll begin with you.
So I had had a full career in the armed forces, so my leadership style was fairly autocratic. It's probably not a style that you would want to take into business and into the civilian world. So at the point that I started on the Help to Grow course, I was still really formulating what my new leadership style was going to be like, recognising that what I had done previously needed to be adapted.
Excellent. So you're very much, like you say, coming out of the Navy and finding your feet, if that you will. Excellent. Yeah. Actually, and you, where were you in your journey?
I had, I think, no leadership style. I was just running pillar to post, trying different things, experimenting with different things, because I studied architecture at university, and there's no such thing as studying leadership in your architecture course. And then later on, I was running construction sites, and I was making it up as I went along. I was looking at us senior architects, trying to emulate them, and I think I'd never actually given real thought to what leadership is. Do I need to be a leader? I think I didn't even see myself as a leader, to be honest. I just thought I'm a businessman trying to do work, trying to do things that I love to do. That was the extent of it.
Okay, so just building upon that, so given that you had no leadership style, if you will, were there any challenges that resulted from that you experienced given that phase of your career?
Lots of challenges. I was dealing with a very wide variety of people. I had very high-end clients from all over the world, so dealing with them was completely different. And then I was running construction sites, and then dealing with laborers, carpenters, bricklayers was incredibly challenging. I had a really bad experience once when one carpenter and a painter actually moved into a property that we were working in and refused to leave. And I thought, I've taken on this project, and one of my own guys has become a squatter, and then getting involved with the police and trying to sort that out. So I think I made every possible mistake I could, because I wasn't analyzing people very well. I wasn't analyzing my own advantages and disadvantages, what I was good at, what I wasn't good at. What I was doing was I had tunnel vision that if I just did a really great design, everything else would just sort of work out. But it did most of the times, but when it did go wrong, it went wrong really badly.
So, okay, really interesting story. Not something you would expect, and I guess not something you can teach from a textbook, I guess. Susan, similar to you, because you mentioned you had a autocratic leadership style, so you very much had a prescribed leadership style. Did that bring any challenges for you when running your business?
I think that I knew that I had to change it, really.
Okay, sure.
And it's interesting with all the different styles of leadership that people kind of adopt. I think I accidentally became a transformational leader. Okay. And so looking at the way that I like to help people, I like to empower them to make their own decisions. And so on my platform, I have hundreds of small businesses. Some of them have got extensive sort of experience in business, and some of them have got nothing, you know. And so for me, as a leader, trying to get them to make their shops the best that they can be, it's working out how I can help each of them in different ways, and they all need different things, and some of them are visual learners, so I've done videos to help them set up. Some of them prefer to have it written down, and so it's really just trying to work and to understand that they're all different and they need different levels of support. And in the beginning that was quite difficult, because in an ideal world you would have a one-size-fits-all, but that's not the case, because everyone needs different things.
I mean, that's really interesting what you're talking about there, because when we talk about leadership, especially in business, we tend to think about internally into a company. But Susan, what you're describing there is you're much a leader to other people outside of your business, but using your platform, if you will. Was that something that was natural to you, leading those kind of individuals, or was it something you feel like you had to, trial by error, or what was the journey like for you there?
No, I think that although I was an air traffic controller in the Navy, towards the end of my time I was doing a lot of teaching, and so I was used to nurturing people to get the best out of them, and actually they were really good transferable skills, doing exactly the same thing but in a creative environment rather than aircraft in the sky, so slightly different.
Okay, that's really cool. That's really interesting to hear as well, just that transition from the Navy to obviously running your own business. Thinking about the Help to Grow program, I guess the first question is, how did you hear about the program? Susan, if I start with you.
Do you know, I've got no idea, actually. I think it came up on LinkedIn. I think somebody tagged me in a post and said, do you know, I think this might be really good for you. And initially when I looked at it, I thought it looked too highbrow for me. I thought that perhaps I wouldn't have the skills that I needed really to earn my seat on the course. And for whatever reason, I decided to apply and to give it a go. And then the fact that I got a place, actually, then it's a validation in itself that somebody somewhere thought that I was worthy of having a place on the course. And I think it's quite interesting that the mixture of people on my course, it was very much, people with really good businesses that were big businesses exporting, but there were also smaller businesses. And I think for me, looking from the outside in, it looked like it was for much bigger businesses than for me, where in actual fact it wasn't. It was fine.
I mean, that's really interesting. You said, I don't know why I signed up. But what was the trigger moment, that flick in the switch that said sign up?
Well, I knew that I needed to learn more. Sure. And in the same way you were just talking about kind of just winging it a bit and following your instinct, I knew that I needed to have more foundations behind what I was doing, because I was conscious that I had built quite a big business, looked much bigger from the outside than it was. I also had a responsibility to the people that were trusting me to build the best platform for them to sell on. And I almost wanted to go back and backfill, I think, to make sure that I had done everything that I should have done right at the beginning. And I hadn't. And actually the course showed, it showed me some things that were best practice, that actually my business was young enough that I could go back and do them and make it more robust to grow into the future. Excellent.
Glad to hear it's proved out to be so successful for you. Ash, going back to you, again, how did you find out about the Help to Grow Management Program?
It's a bit of a story.
Okay.
And I have people telling me I make everything into a story, but just the way things happen to me are all a story. I still remember, this is late 2021, last COVID lockdown, everything around me was falling apart. Clients weren't paying us, projects were held, I had one contractor, one of his family members had died, he left. I had one contractor, electrician who had family in Ukraine, he left. I mean, everything was falling apart. We had gotten into fixed code deals on construction. Material prices had gone through the roof. And this is midnight, I was talking to a friend and I was saying, listen, I need to understand what's happening in my life. How can everything just be falling apart? I need to understand because I never want to feel this again, literally head in my hands. And he said, have you ever taken a mentor? And I said, yeah, I've spoken to senior architects and, in my industry. He said, no, professional mentors. And I tried to find professional mentors. And then I actually hired one. And then I was doing it. And then I found out, okay, there's a Help to Grow program and you get mentorship with it for free. It's part of the deal. And I was like, I have no money. I already spent £2,000 on mentorship. For me, might as well try it. So I went in purely just because of the mentorship. In fact, the first few lessons, I wasn't even paying attention. I was, working, sending emails on the side. So for me, the course was, let's just get over with it. What I really want is a mentor to analyze my business and tell me what I did wrong. So I was trying to find mentors who'd been through the crash in '08. Because this was very similar, and I could see that this is going to last another 5 years. So I wanted to make my next 5-year strategy. So that is how I entered into it. And then I think after a couple of classes, the classes were really good. They were interactive, and they kind of pulled me in, even though I didn't want to. I had so much work to do, and I just got pulled in. And I thought, if it's pulled me in, and it is when you make a non-believer a believer. That's what happened to me.
I guess that's really interesting in terms of where you were. Had all these challenges going on at the same time. And I think it's very easy for small businesses to think, let me firefight, let me do the challenges, and I'll do the development later. But you actually decided to do it side by side. I think you said it was a conscious decision to do so. And what was the thought process of having that mentor whilst trying to tackle the business challenges? Did you think, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it? Or what was the thought process?
I can't even tell you, I was 50 pounds away from bankruptcy. I had nothing. And I was like, it's now or never. And I actually paid with my credit card. Yeah, because I was like, either I'm going to go all in, just go deep into debt and then, just go bankrupt and then walk away, or try and pull myself out of this hole. And then that's I still remember the first conversation I had with my mentor. We were just, he said, what's your biggest problem? I said, finances. And he's like, okay, what's the problem? I said, I don't have any.
I think that's, firstly, congratulations for obviously coming out as, actually leads me on to the next question. So what have you learned from the program? What have you actually managed to take away and implement in your business?
Quite a few things. I think, like I said, the part of the program which is specific to my business is actually just 10%. But what it did do to me was it made me step back, think about what I was doing, think about how I needed to change if I wanted to build a large company 5, 10, 20 years from now. And then the things that I was learning in class, I was finding 1 or 2 things that were very helpful. I was sitting down with my mentor, and then we were implementing the changes, straight away. There's like financing and like separating financing and dealing with the clients. So I implemented that, and then again leadership style, how to deal with people. To reiterate, it's about it made me step back and think how I'm running my business.
And as you say, you just take, was it 10%? Just those 1 or 2 golden nuggets, implementing it. Exactly. Such a change in the business.
Exactly.
Excellent. Susan, how about you in your experience? Was it similar to Ash's? Was it different? Was there anything specific you managed to implement?
No, very similar actually, in that not all of it was relevant, but the bits that were relevant were really relevant. Sure. And my mentor as well, it was amazing. And in fact, I messaged him on the train on the way up. So, and I did my Help to Grow in 2021. So, we've still got a relationship, if you like. And he one of the things he made me do was look at all of my financials and my numbers so that I knew exactly where I was with all my numbers. And I thought I knew, but actually when you're explaining it to somebody else, you realise that perhaps you've been a bit creative, you've not accounted for things, and so just getting that all down on a spreadsheet and sharing it with him was really beneficial for me to analyse what. And I think that the way that he worked with helping me, a lot of it was making me. I was doing all the work, but just looking at making everything be written down and kind of formalised slightly. And the other thing that he made me do, which I still do now, is kind of step away from my business to work on my business rather than in my business, which I think that when you're spinning all the plates, you can get completely drawn into the day-to-day and think that you can't, there is no time, there's no spare time for you to actually step away. And actually, I think even the act of going to the Help to Grow for a couple of hours made me realise that for that couple of hours, actually, there was no huge disaster. Okay, you know, everything carried on working, and I think that it, you know, you can just get drawn into, you know, 24/7 working on your business, you know, working in your business, and actually stepping away just gives you a much better perspective.
I think you said something really powerful there in terms of simply going to these sessions with other like-minded businesses, you know, like-minded individuals, knowing that there's probably nothing wrong with your business in that specific area, be it marketing, HR, strategy, whatever it is, can give you that level of reassurance and confidence, especially when challenging times as well, just gives you that energy to go through it again. So that's really interesting to hear. In terms of going forward, Susan, where do you see your business going forward? What are your future plans?
So I want to grow. You know, my plan for by the end of this year is to have another 25% of sellers, subscribers on my site, because what that does is it generates more income, which allows me to do more advertising, to bring in more sales, and so that's my biggest focus for this year. I've got an app that I'm launching as well, which will make it easier for people to shop. Just to keep on growing really. I was really lucky. There was a problem last year with the platform Etsy, and I got quoted in Sky News, which was fantastic. But they referred to my business as a veritable minnow, and absolutely it was fantastic to be included. But they were absolutely right. Compared to Etsy, I'm just a tiny fish. So to grow, I think, and to be able to kind of take my rightful place. Last year we had a huge milestone that we turned over £1 million from when we had launched on the website. And so the way I look at it is that we are just a minnow, but we've disrupted the sector enough to take £1 million away from other people. So it's just to keep on growing and carrying on doing more of that, really.
That's amazing. And actually, just before we started this session, you were telling us about some of the things you've been involved with, the I'll call it extracurricular activities. Yes. Could you just outline some of them, just share with everyone?
I've been really lucky to be given lots of opportunities. So over the last kind of 18 months, I was invited to Downing Street to do a Christmas market there. And that was a phone call from Downing Street saying, would you like to do the Christmas market? And it's in 2 weeks' time. Okay. So bearing in mind that we're a virtual platform, so I don't actually have anything. I don't have any stands, I don't have any banners, I don't have any products. So the sellers really got behind me. Sure. And cool. I got about 200 items sent through the post. Wow. My house was actually designated a Royal Mail drop-off hub because I had so much mail coming in. And then on the day itself, putting Downing Street into my sat-nav and setting off. So that was fairly incredible. And I was talking to you before about being invited to the ICC by Theo Pathetis, the dragon from Dragon's Den, to speak to 1,500 people, all about my journey from being an air traffic controller to turning over £1 million on a website. So yes, I do feel as if I get quite lucky. For International Women's Day, I got invited to go to the House of Lords, and it was my birthday, and so it was just So I do feel as if I'm quite lucky, and I do say yes if somebody asks me if I'm interested in doing something. I like to push the boundaries to try new things, and I think that you can gain so much from unexpected areas, really.
That's amazing to hear. Congratulations on all of the success there. Ash, in terms of your future plans for your business, just want to outline what it looks like?
I think very simple. Duke of Design is just going to carry on doing interior design, and we've got people. We've got sort of old clients who really support us. We've got new inquiries coming in. More inquiries than we actually get back to. But what I've really become passionate is that I want to help other people avoid some of the pains that I went through. So I've set up a new company, Marylebone Design Collective. It's not a charity, it's for profit, so it's not all goody good. But what it does is it provides all the designers everything, all the boring aspects of the business. So getting systems in place, accounts, finance, legals, mentorship, advocacy, help getting them co-working space, telling them how to win awards, and just everything except design. And I've implemented a lot that I learned at Help to Grow, and I've implemented that into the new company. Nice. And I think my perspective since doing this has become everything that I wished somebody would do for me, I am now trying to do for others. And so I'm trying to align my profit with my vision.
Oh, awesome. So you're basically, just in a nutshell, you're doing the fundamentals, helping businesses do the fundamentals so they can concentrate on what they're good at. Yeah. Excellent. And I guess I wish I had someone like you in my business, because it would take a lot of headache away. But also you mentioned that your business had great exposure. Would you want to share with everyone else, the kind of exposure your business has had since the Help to Grow?
So since Help to Grow, we submitted a kitchen that we designed in central London for awards. We won the best kitchen in London with International Property Awards. Subsequently, we've been featured on the cover page of quite a few magazines this month. So everything is, it's just happening. We've got inquiries coming in. People want to talk to us, and it's just been incredible. And I think another thing that I don't credit enough is, the whole process that I went through, studying, getting a mentor. It just gave me a lot more confidence. Mm-hmm. The kitchen I designed was before Help to Grow, but I just didn't have it in me to submit the design for awards because I just didn't think I wasn't going to win. So I never even submitted. And as soon as I did it, I was like, I don't care, I'm submitting it. Doesn't matter, let's do it.
That's awesome. And firstly, again, congratulations on your success. Just final thoughts, if there was one piece of advice you could give to your younger self, or even other businesses who were in a similar position to you before you started the program, what would be that one piece of advice you'd like to give? Ash, I'll start with you.
I think it's to give. If you want to get something, you have to give. So, we've incorporated mentorship programs for student designers. So I think it's large companies, give away whatever you can, your knowledge, experience behind the scenes, charities, social causes. I am telling you, I wasn't a big believer of karma, but I am now giving, and I am somehow getting. And my journey through just almost having nothing in my account to being where I am, even through that, I just forced myself to give whatever I could. It's been so weird that one of our biggest clients is a church, and I'm not even Christian, right? So it makes you think twice about karma. All these things have just reinforced in me that if you really want to achieve something, you just have to make sure you give back to society in some form or other, if not money, then knowledge and experience.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing, Ash. And Susan, final thoughts or final words from yourself?
To surround yourself with people that can help you to have a community, to be part of a community, and as you said, exactly to give to people, and you will also receive, and to say yes to opportunities, because you just don't know where they will lead. And I think that karma also is really important, and I think that it's so easy just to stay on the path that you're on, and it takes courage to change direction. But for me, I've had lots of sliding doors moments in the last couple of years, and at no point have I wished that I had not taken the path that I'd taken. So just go for it, really.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Susan. Ash, Susan, thank you for joining me today on this chat, and I hope you guys have found it really interesting, the stories that they've shared, the successes they've had since the Help to Grow program. And if you'd like to find more about the Help to Grow management program, simply visit the website. There's lots of information there, what the course is, how to enroll, where it's available, and we look forward to seeing you in a similar position in the future. Thank you very much.